Pratap ji, take over. Avatar.
Meher
Baba
Baba
ki
ki
jai.
jai.
Avatar.
Avatar Meher Baba ki jai.
Avatar.
Avatar Meher Baba ki
Jai.
Over to you, Pratap ji.
Jai Baba to all of you.
Jai.
Whenever anything happens in the world, we try to connect it with Meher Baba. Usually, when Baba has said about his breaking of silence and his manifestation, all that, every time whatever happens in the world on a big scale, we try to interpret it with any Baba statements. Now, today I am going to take up a very, very important subject in the sense that it has created a lot of confusion, or what should I say, in the minds of the people. As you must have heard and you must have read and known about about 3-4 days ago, on this 22nd of this month, there was a very big function, big event, I would say, which had taken place in India. And it had taken place in Ayodhya, which is the birthplace of Rama. There is a river, the river is called Sharayu River. And the history shows that after Rama had completed his avataric work, he had just walked into this river and dropped his body. So the event which was conducted on 22nd was the installation of Lord Rama's statues in a very big temple created for that purpose. Now there are a lot of controversies about this whole thing, in the sense that basically the spot where it is claimed that Lord Meher, that is the spot where we see the birthplace of Lord Ram. But then earlier construction was demolished and there was a big mosque which was created there by a king by name Babur. And that mosque was called a Babri Masjid. And it was sort of an encroachment on the original Rama's birthplace. And therefore, this matter was going on since 1500 on the 16th century. And it was concluded last 22nd of January 2024 by installing a statue of Lord Rama. Now this matter seems to be very much religious matter, but then it is said by some political parties that it is a political event that has been the religious event has been converted to a political event, and it was pointed to a forthcoming elections where the party which is now ruling, that party was interested, and it has created a sort of a ground for winning this election. I am not going to go deep into this politics, but then the installation of statues by the hands of the at the hands of the prime minister, leaving aside all the religious leaders, is something very rare happening. As you must have read or you must have heard that there are four places or four ashrams or four, it is called pit, or a educational institute. Pit basically means educational institute. And this fourth pit is of Shankaracharya. The original Shankaracharya had created, the original Shankaracharya had created four pits in India, in different parts of India, four parts of India. And they were just conducted by hereditary taking over of the charge of those pits. They were religious leaders. They were called Vedic leaders, Vedic philosophy, I would say, of that, not exactly Hinduism, but the Vedic philosophy. Anyway, what was found strange was, and everything was strange. Everything was strange. This four Shankaracharya, they refused to attend this function on the ground that the temple was half constructed, it was not fully constructed. On some ground, they have refused to attend this function, and then the function was carried out by some other people. The chief person who was doing this puja and all that, that was the Prime Minister of India. As regards the insertion of statues, I had touched this subject earlier also. People had Baba people have a fancy of raising statues, erecting statues. And some of very few statues had said that few statues are somewhat likely to Baba's personality. Otherwise, all the other, many of the major of the others are just present in a very bad shape. Now, in the course of that time, Baba's time, in the course of erecting the statues, there was one function at a place called Kovur. Kovur is a place in Andhra, and the person who had requested Baba to allow him to install a statue, a bronze statue. The person's name was Kodiri Krishna Rao. He was a businessman, and he wanted to erect that, install that statue. Baba had allowed with several conditions. But then the most important part of that function in Kovur, see, the unveiling of the statue was at the hands of Maharani of Baroda and Adi Kirani and several other people. Many people from all over India, they had attended this function, and Baba had insisted, especially the Parsis of Mumbai, that they should attend this function. The reason Mir Baba knows, but Baba had insisted that people should attend this function. That was in the year 1963. It so happened that when the function was going on there, some lady from Mumbai, she had come for Baba at Guruprasad. And the first question Baba put her, that have you not gone to Kovur? I had asked you to go to Kubur. She said, no, Baba, I don't like to go there. I just want to be near to you. And Baba was displeased. Baba was displeased by saying that I am there, I was there. I was there. So you should have gone. When I had asked you to go, you should have gone. Baba was not very happy about it. This is one thing. And another thing, that a person had written to Adi Kirani a letter for organizing a function, a traditional function. I will just read out the portion of that particular letter. And the Eraj, on behalf of Baba, had given a very, very beautiful reply. Just listen to every word of it. It is an eye opener for all of us. That is why I have picked up this subject for today's discussion. Now this is only about that Kovur. Now a person, some Baba person from Kovur, what he writes to Adi Kirani, the eternal religion, the religion of rishis, advocated all forms of worship. Rishis of old, in spite of their willpower, in order to set an example to others, followed austerities. Baba, as Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, stated that even he is unattached when he performs karmas to set an example to the universe, lest there is a destruction. Shloka Yadyad Acharthi Shrestha. The remembrance of God is the best karma. Baba fully knows the worldly man cannot be guileless. Hypocrisy is prevalent. Worldly men profess to love God, but it is not easy, as Baba states often, to love Him. If we are to advocate that Baba wanted rituals to be destroyed, as some of us most easily conquer in the present time, if Baba does not mean it, is it not another crime for us? See, the person, a very orthodox person, is writing to Adi to be addressed to be sent to Baba. Adi will forgive me and my anxiety in penning a long letter. It is not that the avatar does not know, as he knows everything, and it is he who made me write, and it is he who must lovingly respond and open out intuitive eyes. As this relates to Mirasthan, I venture to address my brother Adi so that he will be pleased to read over to Baba this soul's agony to its oversoul and clarify these points, opening my intuitive eye as the avatar is in our midst in flesh and blood, to dawn the correct vision and grace with his loving message to all. Now, this question which he has put is whether rituals are to be totally avoided. This is the first question, whether rituals are to be totally avoided. The second question, whether in the ensuing opening of Virasana, Baba does not concur with me that Vedi rites be sung in praise of the highest in the installation ceremony, as was done in the past during the incarnation of Lord Rama, when he installed Sri Ramlingeshwara at Rameshwaram. There is a story that Rama had opened that that temple, that Baba should prescribe the procedure in laying the idol. His wish as to how we should all conduct ourselves. That after installation, how a regular conduct of worship is to be done, and the manner of daily conduct and its running. Yours affectionately, P. Ramalingeshwar Rao. That is the name of that person who had raised all these questions. And on behalf of Baba, this letter was addressed to Adi to be read over to Baba. And perhaps it was not read to Baba, but on behalf of Baba, Adi writes, the following is ARH's full reply to P. Ramalingeshwar Rao. Mehrazad, Ahmednagar, February 1st, 1963. My dear brother, your letter of 19th January was forwarded to me. That means ARH is writing. By dear brother Adi for being read out to beloved Baba and for reply to you. In spite of Baba's ban for a full year on the flow of correspondence to and from him, and despite his present phase of his seclusion, he permitted me to read out your letter to him, for it was from one who has endeared himself to him as Baba's PA, personal assistant. Without beating about the bush, I will attempt to answer your queries according to indications as gathered by me from Baba. As a matter of fact, your long letter can be replied in a short sentence by asking you to simply to read Meher Pukar, a Hindi periodical, the January-February 1962 issue, pages 27 to 31. However, I will reply to your 4 points as requested by you in your letter, which on the whole seems based mainly on your questioning one of the 8 messages of beloved Baba that he has given for the opening of Merastan on February 28th, 1963. This message reads as follows. This is the message which was given then for the opening of Merastana in UP. Sorry. No, it is for the Merastana Kovoroli. Tear away the curtain of set ceremonies and rituals, and you will find that I am the worshipped, the worship, and the worshipper. I will read it once again. This is actually Baba's words, Baba's message. Tear away the curtain of set ceremonies and rituals, and you will find that I am the worship, and the worshipper. 1. Your first query is whether rituals are to be totally avoided. In reply to this query, I must tell you, dear brother, that Meher Baba, as the avatar of the age, wants you to believe that he does not want the true worship of his lovers to be entwined by rites and ceremonies of yajna, sacred fire, a home havan of any other form of ritual. Baba does not want his lovers to ever offer their prayer to him padded by any sort of formal practice or set customs. Any ceremony on which the rest of past ages of formal observance has long since set in should never be entertained in his house of worship. What a beautiful explanation that Iris gives. Baba often stressed that he has come again as the avatar of the age to cut clean through the thongs which restrict the voice of true worship to God to the point of strangulation. Beloved Baba further clarifies that when love for God is expressed spontaneously, then it is worshipping Him indeed. And such outbursts of true worship can be seen sometimes in the form of offering of flowers and garlands, in singing hymns and bhajans and arti, in ecstatic dancing and rolling in the dust, etc., etc. When such expressions are spontaneous, not formal, and in the praise of the highest of the high, they constitute true worship to God, for this reaches Him and is acceptable to Him. But when the mind expresses itself in patterns of formal rites and rigid ceremonies, it is nothing more than an empty echo of the habit of countless generations performed automatically without heart. Baba says that such a worship not only does not reach him, but holds the worshipper more firmly in the grip of ignorance. Second, your second query is whether at the opening of Mera Baba does or does not concur with you that Vedic hymns be sung in praise of the highest in this installation ceremony, as was done in the past during the incarnation of Sri Ram, when he installed Sri Ramalingeshwar at Ramashwaram. Before replying to this query, I must first draw your attention to the fact that a statue of beloved Baba is not to be installed. A statue of beloved Baba is not to be installed. This is the basic thing which Erich has mentioned here. But that beloved Baba's dear person embodied in bronze is to be unveiled. It is not a statue to be installed, but Baba's very personality is to be embodied in a bronze and installed there. After the unveiling, not only Vedic hymns may be freely sung in praise of the highest, but also full freedom should then be given to Muslims to recite the Quran in praise of the highest, to the Christians to sing their hymns in praise of highest, to Zoroastrians to sing their monajats in praise of the highest, and to the Harijans to sing their bhajans in praise of the same highest of the high. Indeed, Lord Ram may have installed Sri Ramalingeshwar with Vedic rites and singing hymns, but remember that any action of the avatars doing as never the same as our doing that same action. As Baba himself often told us, do as I tell you and not as I do. Also, we should remember that although whatever the avatar does must be right, since he is God, his actions at a particular time are not necessarily for all time. Furthermore, in each successive advent, the avatar has to clear away abuses which have become attached to his former actions, even at the cost of apparent denying the validity at the time of those actions. Your third query is that Baba should prescribe the procedure in laying the idol, his wish as to how should all conduct yourself. This very question arises from the misleading idea that you will be installing an idol of Baba. Baba says that his living person is by itself the real idol of God, and no other idol can replace it. It will be replaced only with his next advent after 700 years. No amount of ceremonies for Pran Pratishtha can ever breathe the life into Baba's idol. The moment you think of an idol of Baba Mirastana, you wash away the very foundation of your own faith in Baba, your own love for Baba, and your own obedience to Baba dictates. Only those who fail to feel this presence anywhere else than the bronze image of Baba will find beloved Baba as a mere statue or idol in Mirastan. Lovers of Baba should make Mirastan the house of true worship by expression of their pure love for him. And they should believe that it is in it is housed the very presence of beloved Avatar Meher Baba and not his idol or statue. The answer in a nutshell to your third query is that you should believe in the very presence of beloved Baba at Mirasana and drive away all sorts of replacing Baba's presence with installation of idol of Baba sanctified by Vedic rites. The bronze statue of beloved Baba can be of help to perpetuate Baba's presence in Mirasana for posterity. Fourth query, that after installation, what should be the daily regular conduct of worship? In answer to this, I must say that this question will never arise if all the levels of Baba enter Mirasana with a belief that Baba himself is in it. Your conduct should be as it is when you are in the presence of your beloved Baba at Ahmednagar or Pune. Any lover of Baba who enters Mirasana is in himself the pujari of Baba. Every lover should have full freedom of expression of love for Baba according to the dictates of his or her heart. Anyone should have a free access to Baba in Mirasana and be allowed full freedom of expression of love for Baba without any resolution of caste, creed, or race. There can be no better form of worship in Mirasana than repeating Baba's name and singing in his praise. And those who cannot sing can read, recall, and repeat Baba's messages and discourses, can recite master prayers, Parvardigar, and prayer of repentance, can read aloud the message of highest of the high and masters and where Baba's call, can listen to bhajans on Baba, and above all, can spend most of the time sitting quietly in Baba's presence, recalling the incidents of happenings of all the sahavas and the recent East-West gathering. In short, there should be no restrictions whatever for conduct of worship in Virasthana, and love for God should have full scope of expression without any reservation of high and low, rich and poor. The precious message given by beloved Baba for the occasion of the opening of Mairasthana are by themselves the code of true worship. Nothing that is strictly formal or set or merely customary practice should be adhered to while worshipping in Virasana at Kubur. However, there should be strict rules framed and displayed to maintain discipline, cleanliness, and hygienic conditions in and around Mirasthana. Mirasthana should have a watchman to look after the property, but no regular unpaid pujaris, for every lover of Baba in himself is a true pujari. This letter has become now. This is all the concluding paradigm. What the thoughts which I got after that installation of Rama statue in Ayodhya. Ayodhya is the name of the town. Immediately, a thought came to my mind that whatever high ideals the people may have in their minds, they cannot go beyond their own preconceptions. Now, when the statue of Ram was installed in Ayodhya on 22nd, there was such a big function of reading these scriptures and this and that. All that happened. All that Erich had described, or that personage described, the traditional way of worship, all have taken place there. I was just wondering, and this, believe me, that in Guruprasad, those days when this Kobur statue was to be installed, in Guruprasad there was a very frequent discussion. And I remember Baba saying with seriousness on his face, Baba saying that everyone should have a freedom of worship. And same, that is shown there in the later, same thing Baba has repeated several times, that if a Muslim enters the temple or whatever, in the name of any god, if the Muslim enters, he should have freedom to offer namaz. If a Christian is there, he should sing the hymns. If Zoroastrian enters, he should have his own way of worshiping. So, no religious restrictions should be imposed on the people visiting the temple. I was just imagining that tomorrow, now that part where this statue has been installed, there is a big locality of Muslims in that area. Now, suppose tomorrow a Muslim goes there and wants to offer namaz there. Will the people, the caretakers of that temple, allow him to offer namaz? That's the first question had come to my mind. And if we go into the past, we find that every temple, there are very few temples which has free access to the people, only access. Among the Hindus, I will recall when Upasni Maharaj had held a very big yajna. Then, while returning, he had sent Shelke Patil and Merwan to separate places and return to Sakori. Or so, yeah, on the way at one place they had entered, and the caretakers had raised they were looking at Merwan, a very fair looking boy, does not appear to be Hindu, and he asks Patil that who is this boy, what is his name? And Patil gave an answer that his name is Jagat Narayan. And then only he was allowed. Another occasion, I find that our dear brother from US, but that name does not come to my mind. A Babalore with mistakes, big mistakes.
Rick Chapman?
Rick Chapman.
Yeah.
Yes. He had once he had given a talk in Pune Center, and he had said that he had tried to enter a Hindu temple, and those people, the organizers, they stopped him that you are not allowed to enter the temple. And he says, that is what he has explained. He says that I call myself Hindu. I am a Hindu. Why don't you allow me? I'm a Hindu. And they looked up and down, then said, no. The committee had taken a decision that you should not be allowed. This has been the practice earlier also. I have found so many temples. Now, reverse, if I intend to recite a prayer in masjid or in church, whether the priest will allow me. Naturally, they won't allow me. I, I will tell you some of the occasions what that had happened in my life. I used to attend. I used to visit many places. And, one church was there in Bandra, a beautiful Saint Mary Church. A very beautiful atmosphere, a calm and quiet and very pleasant atmosphere. And I used to like to sit there, not for any purpose, not for any, but that was that atmosphere I used to like, and I sit there, and there was a big statue. Uh, it was giving me some happiness, and the whole area was very beautiful. In my leisure times, at times I would go there and sit there for some time. Then at certain masjids, especially in Delhi and in Hyderabad, there are masjid, very famous masjid. I visited those masjid, and standing in a corner, silently I recited prayers which Baba has given. Then this practice I used to do at several such places. Once it so happened that this Baba lover by name it's Savak Kotwal. Savak Kotwal when passed away. Now among the Parsis, there is one room and one sort of a tank. That body is kept there in that tank, and in that room only the Parsis are allowed. Only the Parsis are allowed. Now Savak Kotwal's daughter, elder daughter, Naju Kotwal, she wanted to recite prayer there near the body. That body is kept there in that small tank, and she wants that prayer should be recited. And what she did was, myself and my colleague Kishore Mistri, I used to attend all any function, if it is in Babaleo's house. So he had died, Savu Kotwale, a nice person. He has been staying with Baba. The whole family was staying in Mehrabad. That one person, while in Mumbai, he died and he was kept in that room. And Nazu wants us to recite prayer. What she did was she gave me a Parsi name, gave me a Parsi cap, and he gave to my colleague Kishore also a Parsi cap and gave me a different name. And forcibly, it took both of us inside and told us, Pratap, come on, recite the prayer. Fast, 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 fast. And I just recited the prayer. And believe me, when we are just finished and just coming out, the other Parsi priests were looking at her with a suspicion that these two boys are looking somewhat different. These are the restrictions being followed by all the religious places. They may allow to enter, but they may not allow to recite prayers. Only at one place in Pune, just very close to Baba House in Pune, there is one Parsi temple, Ageri, a small one, and somebody had died. I don't remember, but then we had gone there, and I asked that priest, "We are Meher Baba lovers." They knew that these people are the lovers of Meher Baba, and we had gone there to attend that funeral. Of course, the funeral, the actual going to up the hill for the in that well, they put their body. That not there. Nobody is allowed to go there. But at the place where people gather to pay their respects, there I had asked the priest, we are Meher Baba lovers, and whether we can recite prayer. And very lovingly he said, "Oh yes, yes, you can recite." So that is the only occasion I recite the prayer with the consent of the Parsi priest. Otherwise, they don't like any other prayers to be recited. And here Meher Baba says that his temple should be, honey, Baba didn't like that word temple. But for practical purposes, I may call it a temple. His temple should be free from, there should be freedom of worship. A Mohammedan entering should be allowed to offer his prayer, namaz there, according to his own custom. It's not only that, during the discussion, I don't tell this openly, this, but Baba had said that even if somebody wants to abuse the statue there, if somebody was to abuse that, he should be allowed. To that extent, Meher Baba had said that there should be freedom of expression. That should be the temple. If at all you want to be built in my name, it's very vital points which Meher Baba has given to his lovers. Consciously or unconsciously, we we tend to repeat the mistake very often again over and over again. But then at least that consciousness is there with Baba love, that Baba didn't like all these traditional way of offering praise and all that. Anyway, all the thoughts had come to me. Now the interpretation after that installation of Lord Rama's statue there in Ayodhya at the hands of the Prime Minister of India, they have a very fast news has been spread all over. It was made to spread all over India that now onwards there will be Ram Rajya, kingdom of Ram. What is the kingdom of Ram? What were the qualities of Ram? Very rare qualities. And Ram Rajya is Rajya where everyone is happy and free. He has a freedom. That is Ram Rajya. And that in that Ram Rajya, the personality of Ram as the avatar, he had very rare qualities, very rare qualities. I am not going to go into details of that because it will take a long time. But then he had three important qualities. They are said to be ek vachni, ek patni, and ek bani. Ek vachni means once he gives a promise, he will he will abide by that promise. At the cost of his own life, he will fulfill that promise. It's one thing. Another, it's not, it is a rare thing. To keep up the promise is a very rare thing. We are very fond of breaking the promises. If the person is just, I give promises to somebody and he departing from his, I just break my promise. We are very fond of breaking the promises. So Ram was not there. Ram has once he has given promise, he will fulfill it at the cost of his own life. This is one thing. Another is Ek Patni. His love for Sita, his wife, was a rare one. He had no tinge of thought about any other lady. Any other lady. And we believe, there is a talk about that. We have been told and we have believing that Mera to Baba was like Sita to Ram. This is comparison that we are making in the present Avtaric period. So that was another quality of Ram, Ek Patni, one wife, no other girl, no other woman in his mind, even a tinge of thought in his mind. And third is Ek Bani, means one one arrow, it will reach the target. And the purpose for which it is released, it will be fulfilled. If you want to kill Ramana, it will kill Ram. Just one arrow. The three qualities were very special about Ram. So when we talk about Ram Rajya is coming from 22nd January 2024. There will be Ram Rajya. One has to first understand what was Ram Rajya and what was the Ram. Let us see through this happening what the avatar of this age, Ahir Baba, wants to bring transformation in the whole setup of Indian culture or Indian society. I am just, we'll be waiting for that because they are all. Why I read so much thing, because we find whenever any happening there in the world, we try to relate with what Baba has declared. Several times it's happened. So that is the thought which I got when all these matter was seen on the TV screens and then read into newspapers and all that. It was a big event which was made out of that simple installation of Ram statue at Ayodhya. Anyway, this is all for today. Now I'll sing one small ghazal and then we will finish up today's. Next time I may not be able to take up the session. Right now, I will of course give a message at a couple of days before. This ghazal was first sung by a Jaipur Qawwal. His name was some moment, but he was famous by the name Jaipur Qawwal. We used to know it was Jaipur Qawwal. He had sung on the stage during East West gathering. We were all sitting on the stage. The singers were sitting on the stage. The whole stage was full of people. Also, of course, in the pandal also people were there. But the singers and those who understand little bit of singing, they were sitting on the stage, and that person had his own group, and he had sung these ghazal before Baba. I remember that, along with other ghazals out there, but this was one of the ghazal he had sung. Before that, I will just read out the meaning of it. It's a beautiful ghazal. बीमारे गमे हिजर को आराम नहीं है, दिन रात तड़पने की सिवा काम नहीं है. There is no respite to my illness caused by the separation from my beloved. I am spending restless days and nights in agony. This is the first stanza. Second stanza is, दिन छुप गया सूरज का कई नाम नहीं है, ओ वादा शिकन अब भी तेरी शाम नहीं है. The promised time of rendezvous has already passed with the sunset. You have broken your promise of meeting me in the evening. It seems that even after the sunset, your evening is yet to arrive. This is a breaking of promise by the beloved. The third stanza is a beautiful stanza, very special stanza. ये जलवा गहे खास है कुछ आम नहीं है, कमजोर निगाहों का यहाँ काम नहीं है. This court is special and not an ordinary one. Here, real glory is exhibited. Those who cannot behold it due to weak eyesight should not venture here. Thereafter, दीवाने है सब तेरे मगर फर्क है इतना, बदनाम कोई है कोई बदनाम नहीं है. As such, everyone is mad about you. The only difference is that some have come to the disrepute as their madness has been obvious, and some have not, as their madness has not come to the light. Then the stanza is, मेरे सिवा दुनिया से तुझे काम है लेकिन तेरे सिवा दुनिया से मुझे काम नहीं है. You have a lot to do with other people in the world apart from me, but except for you, I have no concern with this world. The next stanza comes, मैंने ही तो मैं खाने को मैं खाना बनाया, मेरी ही मुकद्दर में कोई जाम नहीं है. I, my thirst and consumption have transformed this wine shop into something worth talking about. And I myself have not been fortunate to be served with a glass of wine, with a cup of wine. Next stanza is, सज्जों को लिए संगे दरे यार सलामत, अब काबा और काशी से मुझे काम नहीं है. For me to bow down the stone at my beloved's door is sufficient. I do not need to travel to any religious places like Kaaba or Kashi for my worship. And the last stanza is, ये गर्दिश अफलाक सलामत रहे वरना ये नवाऊ न तारे तो कमर नाम ही है. I insist that my stars should always be under cloud to continue my adversity. If you change it for comfort, I will surely be very tough with you. It's a beautiful ghazal which मार्ग में हिजर को आराम नहीं है, दिन रात तड़पने के सिवा काम नहीं है, दिन रात तड़पने के सिवा काम नहीं है, दिन रात तड़पने के सिवा काम नहीं है। दिन छुप गया सूरज तक ही नाम नहीं है, दिन छुप गया सूरज का कहीं नाम नहीं है, ओ वादा शिकन अभी तेरी शाम नहीं है, ओ वादा शिकन अभी तेरी शाम नहीं है, ओ वादा शिकन अभी तेरी शाम नहीं है। ये जलवा गए खास है, कुछ आम नहीं है, ये जलवा गए खास है, कुछ आम नहीं है, कमजोर निगाहों का यह काम नहीं है, कमजोर निगाहों का यह काम नहीं है, ओ कमजोर निगाहों का यह काम नहीं है। दीवाने सब तेरी मगर फर्क है तेरा, दीवाने सब तेरे मगर फर्क है तेरा, बदनाम कोई है कोई बदनाम नहीं है, बदनाम कोई है कोई बदनाम नहीं है। तेरे मेरे सिवा दुनिया से तुझे काम है लेकिन मेरे सिवा दुनिया से तुझे काम है लेकिन तेरे सिवा दुनिया से मुझे काम नहीं है, तेरे सिवा दुनिया से मुझे काम नहीं है। नहीं तो मैं खान को मैं खाना बनाया, नहीं तो मैं खान को मैं खाना बनाया, मैं नहीं तो मैं खान को मैं खाना बनाया, मेरी ही मुकद्दर में कोई जाम नहीं है, मेरे मुकद्दर में कोई जाम नहीं है, मेरे ही मुकद्दर में कोई जाम नहीं है। सजदों को लिए संगे धरे यार सलामत, सजदों को लिए संगे धरे यार सलामत। अब काबा और काशी से मुझे काम नहीं है, अब काबा और काशी से मुझे काम नहीं है, अब काबा और काशी से मुझे काम नहीं है। ये गर्दिश अफलाक सलामत रहे वरना, ये गर्दिश अफलाक सलामत रहे वरना, गिनवाहू न तारे तो कमर नाम नहीं है, गिनवाहू न तारे तो कमर नाम नहीं है, गिनवाहू न तारे तो कमर नाम नहीं है। कमजोर निगाहों का यहाँ काम नहीं है। अभी टेक आरती।
Yes, please. That's a beautiful ghazal, Pratap ji.
Very,
Beautiful
very
ghazal.
beautiful, very
Yeah.
beautiful. Every
It-
stanza is better. Every stanza is so nice.
And the melody is just wonderful. Is
Yeah,
this,
melodies are, yes, yes.
yeah, is this written by
Yeah, he had
Kamar?
sung in the same tune. He had sung in the same tune.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
And the poet is Kamar?
Kamar, Kamar,
Okay.
Kamar, Kamar Jalalabadi.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you.
So we'll take Arti now. अंदर से जिसकी सृष्टि का निरे, उसकी पिता का कैसे अनुमान, आज सचेतन शांति निकेतन, आदि सचेतन शांति निकेतन, ब्रह्म ब्रह्म आवो मेरे प्रभु आरती अपनावो, मेरे प्रभु आरती अपनावो। प्रेम दीप में ही जलाओ, प्रेम दीप में ही जलाओ, निबिड़ अंधेरा मिटता पाओ, निबिड़ अंधेरा मिटता पाओ, अपना सब कुछ तुम्हें चढ़ाऊं, अपना सब कुछ तुम्हें चढ़ाऊं, तुम मुझी को सरताओ, मेरे प्रभु आरती अपनाओ, मेरे प्रभु आरती अपनाओ। जीवन की हर सांस है हमारी, जीवन की हर सांस है हमारी, बन जाए प्रभु गति तुम्हारी, बन जाए प्रभु गति तुम्हारी, हे करुणा कर लीला धारी, हे करुणा कर लीला धारी, तुम करुणा बरसाओ, मेहर प्रभु आरती अपनाओ, मेहर प्रभु आरती अपनाओ, बने आरती जीवन मेरा, बने आरती जीवन मेरा, आदि अंत का लय हो घेरा, आदि अंत का लय हो घेरा, खोले नयन और दिखे सवेरा, खोले नयन और दिखे सवेरा, तुम मुझ में छाओ, मेहर प्रभु आरती अपनाओ, मेहर प्रभु आरती अपनाओ, आदि सचेतन शांति निकेतन, आदि सचेतन शांति निकेतन, नमो ब्रह्म आओ, मेहर प्रभु आरती अपनाओ, मेहर प्रभु आरती अपनाओ, मेहर प्रभु आरती अपनाओ। जय बाबा, जय बाबा।
Thank you, Pratap ji. I mean, I liked the way you tried to bring
Yes,
in the importance of statues and
very
what Baba
beautiful
said.
view.
Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. And thanks for the ghazal and the harti, everything, everything. Just being with all here and you has been wonderful.
Yes. Any.
Yeah, somebody had a question. I think it's Rosalie or Merkiran. I don't know who. 917.
That would be Marilyn, I think.
Oh, Madeline.
Marilyn?
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
I
So
just
anyway,
wanted to say, Jay Baba.
okay.
Jai Baba, Jai Baba.
Any
Just wanted to say hello and Jay Baba. Sorry, I had to take a friend somewhere, so I couldn't join. But I wanted to just hear, and I'm glad I got to hear the last part of Arisa Chatana. Arisa, anyway, so beautiful. Thank you. Have a happy Amartisi.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful time,
Thank
Amartisi. Wonderful time.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Any other questions, anybody? Any comments, thoughts? Okay. Well, at this time, we thank you for thanks to Baba for
Thank you,
making
Baba.
you
Thank you, Baba.
tell us all these beautiful
Thank you,
stories
Baba.
and giving the company and happy Amartiti. Jai Baba.
Dear Baba.
Jai
And
Baba.
let's
Jai
all
Baba.
take Baba's name 3 times.
Jai Baba.
Avatar,
Ah,
Namo,
Dear
Baba,
Baba.
Baba
की
Jai.
जय।
Avatar.
अवतार मेहर बाबा
Baba
की
Hey,
Jai.
Baba,
जय।
Jay.
अवतार
Baba,
मेहर
Jay.
Baba
बाबा की जय।
Baba
Jai Baba.
Jai
Kudaji.
Baba
Jai
Kuda.
Baba,
Yes,
Jai
yes.
Baba, Jai Baba,
Baba Kudaji.
Jai Baba.
Yeah, Jai Baba. Thank you.